Hi everybody, my name is Carolyn and I'm with Lindsey Essential Oils, or I am Lindsey Essential Oils, and today we are going to do a all-natural homemade hand lotion, hand and body lotion, and then while that is in the refrigerator firming up, I'm going to show you how to make a quick facial mask. So the other day I did this and made a whole batch of the lotion and the mask, and when I went to edit the video it didn't work because I had the phone the wrong direction. So since I already have my stock, I still want to do the video, so I'm just going to cut the recipe in half, and at the end of the video the recipe will be posted. So people apply more than 300 chemicals to their bodies every day, and for women that's more than 80 prior to breakfast. Well, a lot of that is in your beauty products, right? Your lotions, your hair shampoos, your gels, your makeup, and everything like that. And so I don't want to apply those things to my body. And not only to that, I'm tired of buying lotion, and expensive lotion that's supposed to be great and all natural, which, you know, not saying it's not, but my skin still looks dry and papery 30 minutes after applying the lotion, and I go through a lot of lotion. So I decided to go ahead and start making my own, and I'm loving it. Now, I have the ingredients melting on the stove just ahead of time. This particular recipe calls for coconut oil, and then it also calls for cocoa butter, but I find I like the shea butter better. Now, this will be the first time making it with this product, the Now shea butter. I have been using out of Africa shea butter. So that's what's great about it, right? You can just kind of experiment and find out. Now, the other day when I was making this, I ended up with coconut oil all over my shirt. Didn't realize it, and it stayed there, and when I just put it back on, you can't see it in the video, I don't think, but the coconut oil ended up lightly staining the shirt, so you want to be careful of that. So we took a half a cup of the shea butter, a half a cup of the coconut oil, the normal amount is 1 cup each. I melted it down in my little saucepan, so we just have good little liquid mixture right there. Sorry about that. And then this is going to be going into the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to an hour. The difference with the cocoa butter is it is a firmer lotion when you're done making it, and you definitely have that cocoa smell, and I'm just not a big fan of that in my lotions. So I ended up trying it with the shea butter. And what I found is the shea butter doesn't have near as strong a smell, which I like. I can still add other oils that morning to it without a problem. And it whips up fluffier. So, and the other difference is when you're using the cocoa butter, it only needs to sit in the refrigerator maybe 30 to 40 minutes to firm up right before you whip it up with the mixer. And with the shea butter, I find that it stands 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator real quick. And while that's firming up, I'm going to show you the new facial mask I like. Again, I have control over what ingredients are going in it. I know they're completely natural and organic, and I can make my own facial mask for maybe 50 cents, if that, instead of paying, $5 and $6 for one-time mask uses. And this little bit will, I've been able to use it up to 3 times per ingredient. So I made this the other day too. So I'm going to cut this recipe in half. Normally it's two teaspoons bentonite clay. So I just got this at my natural health food store. I just use one of my little tapas dishes and mix it in there. And then it has the apple cider vinegar, and you want to shake it up real good. Normal recipe is 2 teaspoons. I'm just going to add my 1, and then just mix it up in my little bowl, right? There we go. Now, usually I add my essential oil prior to mixing. I don't know why I just didn't, but it's not too late. So I do about 7 to 10 drops of the frankincense, and then I also add a couple of lavender to it. They're both great for their skin. I happen to be out, which is very rare, and so I'm going to do lemon because it is great for your facial skin and wrinkles, and I like using it on a regular basis above my lips. So I'm just going to throw some essential oil in there, stir it back up, and then I just keep this little container. You can see I still had some left over. I used some this morning. I throw this in here, have a little lid to it, snap it shut, and it stays great. And I've even experimented with it up to weeks at a time, just to see, so I could find out and tell you. So that gives you a great little facial mask that works wonders. Mix it up lickety split, put it on my face, leave it 10 to 15 minutes. And then I normally do that the days I want to do it. I'll do that while I'm having my coffee in the morning. And then when I jump in the shower, it washes right off. So I'm going to pause it here, and we will be back in 45 minutes to an hour with the rest of the lotion. Thanks. See you a little bit. Okay, so we're back. Now this time, it only took about 30 minutes for this. It's set up, so you can see it's got a funky color to it, a white rim. The inside still moves quite a bit. The other day, I had left it in a little too long, and I found out it whipped up a lot better, right? But today, I just did the 30 minutes. So this is going to be where you add your essential oils to it, whatever you want. The recipe that's going to be in the end of this has frankincense and lavender. Today, I'm going to use rosemary. It's not only fabulous for your skin, but it's great for your mind. Now, on your essential oils, I do use Young Living. And the reason I do is I've researched some. I know they're seed to seal. They're through from seed to growth to harvest to distillation or cold pressed, whatever. I know that there's no chemicals put in there. As they're gardening, there's no Roundup, weed killers, pesticides. So I know that these oils are grade A quality. I can diffuse, I can apply topically, and I can inhale straight from the bottle, and I can also ingest a majority of them. Young Living's the only company that has an FDA approved line. So be careful whatever oils you're using. You want to research it. Not all of them are made the same. There's 4 different grades. The therapeutic grade A, Young Living. There's a grade B that's more for your cooking oils. So they're going to have something else besides the plant in there. Grade C, perfumes, bar soaps, lotions. Those generally have a hexane or solvent mixture when they're being distilled. And then there's grade D. That's your a la toilette water, right? So that is the leftover water that's just been draining that some companies will use and say that it's pure. Well, they're not pure. It produces more of a oil, but not a quality, especially if there's a solvent. So no matter what oil you use, just make sure you know you're using a good company and quality. The recipe calls for 20 drops at this stage. So since I am using the rosemary, I'm just going to throw that amount, about that in there. Now what I do find is with 20 drops, you don't have really a pungent odor, which is great, but you have the quality of what it's doing for your skin and your body and every system that it is affecting. So you have 7 systems in your body. These oils help assist and make run better, for lack of better words, right? So this is basically kind of a carrier for your oil, but it's a great lotion again. So you're not spending a lot of money on chemicals. So the next stage of this is whip with your hand mixer. If you're lucky enough to have a counter mixer, you whip it for 10 minutes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes and do the next stage. Okay, so I made a mistake. That first bowl, it was a disaster trying to whip it, right? Stuff went everywhere. So do let it sit a bit longer. I threw it back in the refrigerator for probably like another 15 minutes and then brought it out and whipped it up. And it still may needed a few more because I don't have the high peak I normally have. But here it is. It's all mixed up. Looks nice and white. I just use my different jelly jars that I have laying around the house. Now what I found, which is cool as I'm a biologist, is that the texture is different or looks different, the top layers of it, when you store it in plastic sealed containers versus the glass. And it still applies and works the same. It was just a really cool finding, right? So that is it. What we're going to do is set these aside. And go ahead and put the lids on them. And then I'll just set them aside and let them solidify and firm up. And then just go ahead and set them in my cabinet, and because it's nice and cool, they won't melt. It is coconut and butter, and they're ready to use when I am. My skin's looking a lot better, keeping more elasticity, and not being near as dry. So thank you for coming by. Again, the recipe will be at the end of this, and go by my Facebook page listed below, Essential Oils, Natural Remedies, Carolyn Lindsey, and pop me a like if you would. I'd really appreciate it. My website is lindseyessentialoils.com. You will find other videos for DIYs in the Facebook as well. So you have a great weekend, and thanks. Bye.